How's it going, everybody? It's Grant here, back with another video for you guys. The topic of today's video is, as you've seen from the title, how to turn any negative into a positive. And I chose this because I actually went through something recently, and I want to make this because I'm, almost seeking a bit of catharsis, to be honest. And it seems like, it's going to be a good example, right, of how to turn something negative into a positive. I'm going to take this annoying situation and we'll make a video out of it. So let me say right off the bat, it's not actually that bad. This thing that just happened to me, it's really not that bad at all in the grand scheme of things, right? But it did kind of suck, and it does have a tendency to bother me when things like this happen. So I'll just go ahead and tell you the story. So I built this PC that I'm currently using right now a few years ago, and at that point I didn't have anything like a desktop or anything like that, any of the equipment. And it's not like I lost my PC or something, but recently the mouse that I've been using for the last couple of years, it started to get like wonky, right? If you hold down the left click, for example, it would just like register multiple random clicks. So, I wanted to play chess on chess.com, and it's like I'll go to move the pawn, and I'll move it up 2 spaces, and it would just click on its own. So instead of like going up 2 spaces, it would just it would just go up 1, and it's like, all right, my pawn's not where I want it to be. Like, this is not the way you want to play chess, right? So I'm like, all right, it's time for a new mouse, finally. I've been putting it off, so the one I've been using, it served me well, so I just figured I would get the exact same one. So I ordered a replacement. Thank you, Amazon. Your world domination. It's very well deserved, very good service. And I get it, and I'm excited. I open the new mouse, and I start getting it hooked up. And as it turns out, the computer, it's registering all the clicks fine this time, but the mouse itself now appears to have like a bit of a hardware issue. So you know how you click the mouse and it makes a click when you go down, and it clicks again when you lift your finger off, and then it gives you that nice feedback. Well, it turns out that feedback is it's pretty important, because this new mouse, the left click was super quiet. It was like a mouse's fart, basically. And it would just a lot of the times it would only give you like that one click. Like when I would click on the left stick, it wouldn't give you like both of the clicks. So it's like my finger would press and I would release, and it would just make like half the noise, and it was just like tripping me out. And I used it for like a moment or two, and I was just like, eventually, like, I'm pretty sure this is a defect, right? Like, I'm pretty sure this is the exact same one that I just was using before, and that one was like much nicer. So it's like, all right, this has a defect. I'm going to return it for another one. Because you got to have a clicky mouse, right? It's like, how much do you use your mouse when you're on the computer? You don't want to settle for something subpar. So it's like, I don't know who would use this kind of a thing. So I get a new mouse, and this one works amazing. And I'm using that one right now, and everything's fine with that. But the way these returns works is, they send you the replacement, and they don't charge you the extra money, and they basically say, like, you have 30 days to send back the original. It's a simple process. It's very generous. You have 30 days to send back the original. Otherwise, we're going to charge you the amount as if you bought like 2 of them, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. I got 30 days. No biggie. I'll get around to it. And I box it up. I put it off in the corner of my living space. And just to give some context, I live in like a very small space, and I'm renting where, basically if it's when it's not messy, it's like you almost know where everything is at all times. And yeah. And by the way, like I said, this mouse cost $40, right? And this is where I made my blunder, I would say. It's like I didn't really make quite a note of where exactly I put it, because I didn't really think it would matter, right? I didn't think that it would matter at all. It's like I know where everything is around here. It's not really much of a place for it to go. And of course, I chose to put it off and put it off and put it off. And basically by now, my entire month I've had to return this thing has gone by. And of course, now I can't find it. And guys, I just absolutely hate it when things like this happen. You lose something, like it's like your earbuds, or just like a jacket, or your wallet, or I don't know, phone, I guess. But the phone you can usually find with the programs, right? But it's just these things where it's like you've now lost X amount of resources just because of your sheer lack of sharpness on your part. And it's like, there goes like $100 or more, this or that for earbuds or something. If you have like the nice ones, like the AirPods, or I have Bose ones myself, I love them. But it's like, all right, you lost. It's like there goes like $100 just for sheer stupidity because I didn't put them in the right spot. I think like it's just the worst to me because you're like, well, even if I get a replacement, it's all good. This or that. It's like you always are like, I'm always gonna be like that negative $100, right? So it's like I'm tearing everything up. I'm looking all around for the mouse, and it's like places that just like barely make sense. I'm looking through the trash, and it's just all because I'm just like, where the hell does this boxed up, ready to replace mouse get off to? Eventually, after wasting so much time and energy and just looking for this thing, looking everywhere, just wandering all around, tearing up my place, I was finally just like, I just have to like let this go. Like it's like, okay, universe, you took my $40. You get it. You got it. You got my $40. You can have my $40. Like I just have to like, I must have just thrown it away or something at some point. I don't know. It sucks, but you know what? And this is the point of the video. It's a $40 lesson right there, right? It's like the date has come. I guess they're going to charge me for it. I don't know. It's like, it's painful, right? But that's the point, right? People, they spend all kinds of money to go and like purposely do painful things these days. Like they go to boot camps and like men's gatherings and all this other stuff. And they do this all as a means to grow and become more strong or resilient, because basically pain is often a very common precursor to growth. In this case, there was a part of me that was underdeveloped, that needed to change. In this case, it's the part of me that is responsible for not losing something that should have easily never been lost, right? It should have been put in a safe place where, you know, it just wouldn't get lost, and I should have made more of a point to like take it back without waiting all month long. And because I failed to do that, the universe teached me through the subtraction of $40 that I needed to kind of maybe address this behavior, right? In the same way, the universe will teach someone who hasn't done anything with their life that they should have, because now it's like you're broke and you got no maidens, no women, and it sucks, right? And it teaches the guy who never learned how to fight that he shouldn't have picked a fight with the guy who has learned how to fight, right? It teaches you oftentimes primarily through pain. And this is kind of getting to the point of this video, is that, what I've learned to do, is I'm no stranger to these painful lessons, is to convert every negative experience into a positive one. And this is done through the way you frame things. You have to be able to frame everything in your life as something positive, even like the worst things that happen. You need to just immediately think like, well, what can I learn from this? Because knowledge and experience, it's some of the most valuable things that we can have or that we can gain. It's like, say that you're in a position where you loan a friend perhaps some money, like a few $100s or something, right? And they end up never getting back to you. Like a friend that you thought was close enough to lend money to has like effectively stolen your money, right? It's like most people, I think, would take that and they would just groan and grumble and be like, dang, I got scammed, man, I'm a dumbass, right? It's like, maybe if you're really pathetic or something, you even you keep hanging out with that person. It's like, that's an example of like, it's just a negative and you don't learn, nothing happens from that, right? I think what a smart person would do is they would take a step back and not get emotional and say like, you know what, like, it seems I may have made an error in judgment here. Like, I thought I could just lend this person this money, a few $100s, and, they would get it back to me. But it appears they have stolen from me, or they have no intention of getting it back to me, right? And, I look at this stuff, and I think you can say basically, I've spent $200 to just ascertain the knowledge that this friend is not a real friend, like maybe I thought they were after all. And I have to be grateful for that knowledge, because, you can never really put a price tag on these things, because, while you've lost some money, you've lost your couple $100, maybe you've gained valuable knowledge now, right? And it's like, now your friend has no integrity. He's not the one to trust as much as you thought. Perhaps like, you go to jail and you get that one phone call. It's like a trope or something. You go to jail, you get one phone call. It's like, at least now you know not to call that guy. It's like you never really know how these things pan out. Like, another great example of this would be breakups, right? Especially the ones where you get dumped and it's like terrible, and she moves on right away and she starts hooking up with somebody else, and it's like, it's the worst thing ever when it happens. But it's also one of the most motivating things that you can ever really experience. It's like, now you know that she wasn't the one. You know better like how south these things can go, and it's like you become more seasoned. You become like closer to like the truth of life, and it's like you think like, damn, like what was it that I needed to learn from this? Like maybe I should be like more aware of how these things can happen. Like maybe I shouldn't have just fell head over heels for like the first girl that like showed me affection and started revolving my entire life around her and doing everything she asked for. It's like, wow, it turns out that girls maybe don't really appreciate that as much as I thought they did. And it's like a good thing I learned it now, right? So I can evolve. And that's just ultimately what you have to do with these really painful things that happen to you, whether you're losing something or you get broken up with, or a job thing doesn't go your way. You always need to be kind of like looking for these silver linings and things, because you're likely to go through a lot of hardship and setbacks, and it's best to find a way to allow for them to become positives, because ultimately, that's what pain is. Pain is a sensation that brings about awareness. It's supposed to be painful when you lose something or you lose money. It's supposed to be painful when you get dumped or stub your toe, or just to hang out with a toxic person. It's supposed to be like not that fun. It's feedback, right? And without it, you could potentially get like really hurt. If something didn't hurt and you did it over and over again, it's like you set yourself up for getting like seriously hurt or taken advantage of or something. If your toe doesn't hurt when you stub it, you're not going to like learn to stop stubbing it. Eventually your toe is going to like fall off because you've just smashed it so many times, right? It's like, it's almost like our body knows that we only learn the hard way, right? And it's like it's got these systems in place to teach us through that method. And this is why I think the things that we use in modern society to like dampen a lot of pain, I can't get behind. I believe are very destructive. These things like opiates and booze and antidepressants and porn, all these things are a means to shut down our ability to receive the natural feedback that we would be getting from the world, from our bodies. These things are so prevalent now, and it's like we wonder why like so much of society, it just seems to like be stagnant or on the decline. And it's like when we collectively as a society we numb ourselves and we repress our pain instead of learning from it, it's just no wonder why things are breaking down. So yeah, that's it, guys. Embrace your pain, embrace your fuck ups, and just always look for a way to frame things positively, and you'll become incredibly resilient using this method. And when times get tough, you're going to be a lot more able to stand it, and even kind of thrive from when things get tough, because everything just gets funneled into what it should, which is a stronger, more resilient, more wise, more learned version of yourself. So that's it for the video, guys. Please like and share if you enjoyed, and subscribe, please, and leave a comment, because those are always fun. I want to know your thoughts, and let me know what you thought of the video, if I was on the right track with this, in your opinion. But that's it, guys. Take care. It was good to talk to you again, and another video in the next few days here. See ya.